Hare Krishna everyone. Hope you had a lovely day. Welcome to Soma Vedic Astrology channel. Today we will discuss about the 11th house of a birth chart in Vedic astrology. The 11th house is the house of gains and hence it is called as the Laabha Bhaava. Let us see what all things can we see from the 11th house. The first thing is gains of all forms. Now let me dissect what kind of gains. It can be gains from your career, it can be your salary, income, increments, bonuses. The second thing can be gains from your business, profits, revenue, interest. Okay, next thing can be gain from your property, which is income in the form of rental yield, gains from stocks, okay, which is your dividends, gains from your copyright work, creative work, in the form of royalties, gains of your wishes, which means fulfillment of all your wishes, so all your desires, whether it is going to happen or not. Okay, that is seen from the 11th house. 11th house also shows your revenue streams, your income streams, whether you will have one source of income or multiple sources of income. That can be seen from the 11th house. 11th house also shows gains in your name and fame, whether you will become popular or not. Gains in your name and fame, in with the point of view of awards, prizes, accolades, recognition in front of a lot of people. On an international level, it can show various economies of various countries. The next thing that we see from the 11th house is your friends, your well-wishers, okay, your social network of all types, social network, political network, influential people, activists, criminals, fan clubs, large social gatherings, large communities, all these network can be seen from the 11th house. 11th house also shows your elder sibling. 11th house also shows large organizations, MNCs, big corporate firms. 11th house also shows your entrepreneurial ability, whether you are going to work as an entrepreneur or not. 11th house also shows your humanitarian interest, whether you like to serve the society, whether you like to work for the greater good, for the greater cause or not. Now let us see the people associated with the 11th house. So they are your daughter-in-law or son-in-law, elder siblings, your network circle. Now it can be any type of network circle, your professional circle, friends circle, political circle, influential people circle, any type of network circle. Father's siblings, famous people, celebrities, public figures, politicians. Now let us see the career associated with the 11th house. So segment 1 can be all money and finance related institutions, bankings, whoever is handling money, trade, commerce. So this is the first segment. The second segment of career can be any type of network building companies, okay, where you are forming a certain network and using that network to earn money. Maybe the MLM type of work, telecom companies, social media companies, big firms, IT industries, computer industries. This can be seen from the 11th house. The segment number 3 is any type of social activism type of organization, social workers. So this can be seen. And the last segment is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is also a career which is associated with the 11th house. We can also see, the politician related work as well from the 11th house. Now let us see the places associated with the 11th house. So the places are financial institutions, big corporate firms, MNCs, people where there is a very mass movement, taking place, either some kind of a social activism or anything which is done usually to bring, any form of a social reform. Then banks, state assemblies, corporations, municipal boards, panchayats. Now let us see the body parts associated with the 11th house. So the body parts are left ear, left arm, teeth, thighs, calves, ankles, buttocks. Now let us see the relation of 11th house with the other houses. 11th house is second from the 10th house. 10th house is the house of career. Second house is the house of accumulated wealth. So second from 10th shows the wealth from your career, which is what? It is your salary, it is your income. That is why salary or income is seen from the 11th house. 11th house is third from the ninth house. Third house is the house of siblings. Ninth house is the house of father. So third from ninth shows your father's siblings, which means your paternal aunts and uncles. Third house is also the house of short trips, house of communication. So third from ninth also shows the short journeys or the short trips of your father. What is the communication style of your father? So that can be seen from the 11th house. 11th house is fourth from the 8th house. Fourth house is house of comforts, happiness, luxury. Eighth house is the house of your in-laws. So fourth from eighth shows the comforts and the happiness of your in-laws. 11th house is fifth from the 7th house. Fifth house is the house of romantic partners. Seventh house is the house of spouse. So fifth from seventh can show the romantic partners of your spouse, the extramarital romance. Okay, sometimes it also shows adopted children or children of your spouse from the previous marriage. 11th house is sixth from the sixth house. Sixth house is the house of your enemies, deaths, diseases, maternal uncles. So sixth from sixth shows the loans of your enemies, the loans of your maternal uncles, the diseases of your enemies, diseases of your maternal uncles. 11th house is 7th from the 5th house. Okay, now 5th house is the house of your children and 7th house is the house of spouse. So 7th from 5th can show the spouse of your son or daughter, which means son-in-law, daughter-in-law. 7th from 5th also can sometimes show the illegitimate child or adoption of the child of the opposite partners, stepsons, stepdaughters, children from the previous marriages, adoption in the case of childlessness. So these things can be seen. 11th house is 8th from the 4th house. 8th house is the house of longevity. 4th house is the house of mother. So 8th from 4th shows the longevity of your mother, the transformative events which will happen in your mother's life. It will show whether your mother has interest in astrology, in the occult science or in not. 11th house is ninth from the 3rd house. Third house is house of siblings. Ninth house is the house of luck and fortune. So ninth from third shows the luck and fortune of your siblings. Okay, it shows the long foreign travel journeys of your younger siblings. 11th house is 10th from the second house. 10th house is the house of reputation from your work. Second house is the house of your immediate family. So 10th from second shows the reputation, the name and the fame of you and your immediate family. 11th house is 12th from the 12th house. Okay, 12th house is the house of loss. So loss of loss, which means gains. So loss means overcoming some illness and getting released from the hospital. Okay, releasing from the prison or imprisonment, returning from a foreign land. Okay, doing very less expenses or using your expenses to earn income. Okay, so this is what means 12th from 12th. Now let us see some terminologies attached to the 11th house. The first terminology is the Panaphara house. Now house number 2, 5, 8 and 11 are called as the Panaphara houses. Panaphara houses are usually the houses which are immediately next to the Kendra houses. Kendra houses, house number 1, 4, 7, 10. Okay, the Panaphara houses show money, power, association. As per the scriptures, Kendra is more powerful and Panaphara is less powerful compared to the Kendra houses. The next terminology attached to the 11th house is the Trishaadayas. House number 3, 6 and 11 are the Trishaadaya houses because it represents desire, anger and greed respectively. Okay, so it is opposite to the spiritual houses, that is the reason it is obstructing the spiritual growth of the person due to your desires, due to your anger, due to your greed. Next terminology attached to the 11th house is the Upachaya houses. House number 3, 6, 10, 11 are the Upachaya houses. 11th house is the last Upachaya house. Upachaya means growth. It means that initially there will be challenges with respect to the whatever is shown by these houses, but with time a person gets better equipped to deal with those challenges and gets mature and then is able to handle the situation from seeing his or her own past experiences, and that is the reason the results of Upachaya houses is definitely always going to improve with time. Now in terms of the 11th house, Upachaya can if you have to understand it in a very simpler terms, it means since 11th house shows your income. So when you start a job, let's say you're starting a job, so in the initial part of your career normally you are paid very less money. A fresher gets less money. Okay, but as and when you start gaining experience, you start getting expertise to handle whatever work that you are doing, then you start getting increments, good money, your salary increases. So what is this? This is the concept of Upachaya from the 11th house perspective. Now the next terminology attached to the 11th house is the Kama Trikona. Okay, every house has some Purushartha attached to it out of the 4, which is Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. House number 3, 7 and 11 is the Kama Trikona, and 11th house is the part of the Kama Trikona. Kama means desire, your ambition. 11th house, indirectly it is showing your desire and ambition, isn't it? Because what is 11th house doing to you? It is giving you all the money, it is giving you your wish fulfillment. So it 11th house is essentially rewarding you. And what is there, like the 11th house is doing by rewarding you? It is making you stuck in the endless loop. It is making you stuck in that rat race to achieve more and more and more of your desires, okay, more and more of your karma desires. That is the reason 11th house is a part of the karma trikona. I hope you guys must have liked the video. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel. Also, please do let me know in the comment section below what more videos would you like to see. Thank you.